Okay, so to finish this story up for you. So, all right, like I said, I made it here at 4:30. There was trucks at the gate. I was truck number 3. So, finally it gets to a point to where like I was hearing like a lot of truck movement. So I'm like, let me peek out the curtains and see what's going on. I guess a couple trucks had came in. I walk up to the guy that's in the truck ahead of me because the first truck that was in front of him had already made it through the gate. So I walk over to him and I'm like, hey man, like, so they just now letting us in or what? He's like, I don't know, it's my first time here. Sorry about the sunlight, y'all. He said, I don't know, it's my first time here. He said, but you got to check in over there. And like, he just says over there. And I'm like, huh? Like, so I look over because another, like a little box truck came through and it was like an intercom right there. And I'm like, oh, psh. So I walk over there, excuse me, hit the intercom button. And the dude tells me like, oh yeah, so just come on in, check in between dock door number 12 and 13. I'm like, all right, thanks. So I come on through, come into the cage. This cage is like just a little square area that you can't really access the warehouse. But when you walk through the check-in door, you're like in this cage. I mean, so to speak, that's what it is. So when I walked in, the dude that was in front of me in the truck, he was standing in there with his paperwork. So like he turns around, he's like, hey man, like sorry. He was like, it's my first time here and I don't know how anything works out here. I'm like, yeah, me either. There's no signs to let you know, like where you supposed to go and stuff. So the guy comes up, like I guess the manager, whoever's doing the check-ins, he comes up, he checks his paperwork. Turns out that he was in the wrong place. So he told him like, oh, okay, so you're gonna have to go to the other building because you have he said chill frozen or something like that. So I'm automatically thinking like, watch, he about to hit me with the same thing. So dude leaves, then I walk up to the gate. I mean up to the gate of the cage, the cell, so to speak. And the guy said, oh, okay, so what do you have for us? So I give him the paperwork. He's like, oh, you got blah, blah, blah. I ain't going to say the company's name. Or I guess I can say it, like whatever. I had a Hershey load. So he's like, oh, man, you were supposed to be here at 5. I'm like, sir, I've been here since 4:30. I was at the gate. There's trucks that were sitting at the gate. And he's like, I know you're here, but you're not here. I'm like, no, I don't know because I've never been here before. So I don't know how anything works here. And he's like, what are we going to do? Argue? And I'm like, huh? Like, dude, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just telling you. I said to him, I was like, you know what? I was like, you can look at the cameras and you will see that I've been sitting here for the past like almost, for the past like 2 something hours. So he says, he's like, all right, well, I had a dock door for you at 5, but now I gotta make space for you and get you a door. So they took my number down and everything and was like, oh, we'll call you when we have a door for you. So I'm just like, great, okay, cool. Playing the waiting game, which we do a lot as truck drivers. More to the story is, for my new drivers, for any driver, really, when you go into a place you've never been at before, you got to anticipate that there won't be the proper signs. There's going to be every other sign except for the sign that you want to see that's like, hey, if you're here if you're here and you're bringing an incoming load, ring the intercom button and you can check in there. Nope, don't expect any of that, because how does that make sense to anybody? Man, if y'all only knew, man, we work for this money. the kids, the baby mamas, all that. We work for this. Ain't nothing given out here, you know, and sometimes that includes advice. So, man, just do your own research. Don't go past your turn. If you do, stay right there, past it, back up, make your turn, and get to a place where you can get out the truck. Get out the truck. You know how we got that GOAL, go, get out and look? Same thing goes, that GOAL goes with everything trucking. Get out and look. I don't care if you got to walk a quarter block up the road just so you can see, oh, okay, I turned in there. Now, I did get that part right. Because when I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, this is the building, but I don't think this is where trucks come in at. I got out the truck and I walked around. I'm like, maybe it's this side street right here that I passed. Okay. I get out the truck, walk around the corner. I'm looking, I'm like, oh man, that's where I'm supposed to go in right there. So I'm like, okay, all I got to do is straight line back. And because I left all that space on the side between my truck and the sidewalk, I was able to straight line back and then angle my trailer to where, like, you know, I could clear all the way across or whatever, and then safely make my right hand turn onto the street where I'm have truck access to the delivery. So it's your boy Trucker King David, man. You know, like I say, I love you like you love me. And you grow through what you go through. You never stop growing. You never stop learning. If you do, die. Hey, shout out to Beard coming in on both sides. Yeah, the boy getting grown money and looking grown and sexy. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. I'll see y'all next video. I'm out.